Okay, welcome back. We're gonna try this angle. I do have to scoot this chair just a little. There we go. I know I'm a little bit further away, but there's more light. And that feels so much better. I felt like I was in the dark. I mean, I know that there's still darker shades. I don't understand it. It's not like any of these lights are like, so I don't know. So welcome to the rest of the kitchen. Still looks like a classroom. It's gonna stay that way. I don't know about everybody else. What grade are you guys going into? Because my son is going into 6th grade this year, and I don't know where the time went. I remember dropping him off at preschool. So, yep, I'm that long. Okay, moving past that. As I said before, we celebrate Christmas in July here. And so we did like a meal where we got together and we had a nice meal with all of our friends. It's just a really nice excuse to just like get together and eat. Not that I have missed any meals, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we do. We like to have our friends over and we like to have a nice meal, and that's how we planned on doing it. And then we gave like little gag gifts. I bought one of our coworkers. It's a Highland Cow nightlight. It's like a soft silicone, and you tap it and it gets brighter and then it shuts off at each tap. But it also has a timer on it. And I know we're all grown adults, but honestly, when you lose power, you don't want to stub your toes on the way to the bathroom. So, he's a grown adult male walking around his house with a little Highland Cow. But it's cute. I got my sister a fox because I bought my son one, and she wanted the same thing. So she got that, and unbeknown to her of what I was buying everybody else, she went out and bought me a coffee cup one. Again, it's the same soft silicone, and you tap it 3 times and it lights up brighter. We've all lost our minds. So we did that, and now, because I'm thinking about using all the leftovers for dinner tonight, I decided to do Reindeers Do Wear Underwear. I mean, it's Bailey City. Anything can happen in these books, guys, right? Okay. So here we go. Chapter 1, The Zoo. This is the best day ever, Eddie yelled as he raced off the bus. It was the week before Christmas. His class was taking a field trip to the Bailey City Zoo. Of course they were. Of course they would take Eddie, because he's a lunatic, right? Eddie's a fun-loving kid. He just can't help himself. His best friends, Howie, Melanie, and Liza, climbed down the steps behind him. Liza pulled her hood up over her blonde hair. Melanie put on green gloves. Howie zipped up his coat. Smell that fresh zoo air, Eddie said with a laugh. P.U., that's what one of them said. Liza held her nose. She liked animals, but she did not like stinky smells. Melanie patted Liza's back. It's okay, Melanie told her friend. It's not too stinky. Like, it'll be okay, buddy. You'll be all right. Come on, Liza, laughed Eddie. You'll get used to the smell once you get going. We need to wait for our teacher, Liza said. Eddie didn't like to wait. He wanted to run all over the zoo. His teacher had another idea. Mr. Zepp held his hand out. Stop, he warned. Chapter 2, Scary. Eddie skidded to a stop. This zoo has wild animals that could eat 2nd graders in one bite, Mr. Zepp told his class. Stay with your partner. I don't want anyone getting lost. In her mind, Liza saw herself getting lost. First, she was in a dark cave with bats chasing her. Next, she was in a pool of water with a shark chasing her. Then, she was in outer space with aliens chasing her. She's got quite the active imagination. We went from, zoo animals to a cave to the ocean to outer space very quickly. She escalates. Let's stay together, Liza told her friends. I'm afraid of getting lost. Let's go have fun, Eddie said. Being scared is silly. No, it isn't, Liza told him. Everyone is scared of something. That's true. That is true. What are you guys afraid of? Leave it in the comment. I'll leave mine down there for everyone, too. Not me, Eddie bragged. I'm the bravest kid in the world. He grinned and rubbed his hands together. Lizards and snakes, tigers and bears, claws and fangs. I can't wait to see them all. Then Eddie jumped in front of Liza and roared. Ah! Screamed Liza. I would too. Okay, chapter 3, Reindeer. Howie grabbed Eddie's cap and booped him on the red head. Be nice, Howie told Eddie. Liza's right. It's okay to be scared. Liza looked ready to cry. Eddie makes the animal sounds like monsters, she said. He makes the animals sound like they are monsters, she said. Although I have to be honest, because they said it, I don't like snakes. That's my fear. But I'll leave that in the comments. No, thank you. Mm-mm. Don't worry, Melanie said, patting her friend on the arm. The only monster here is Eddie. Eddie roared like a monster again. There are lots of nice animals to see, Howie added. We'll start with those. Melanie and Howie led Liza down the path. Eddie flapped his arms like wings when they passed the buzzards. He growled when they passed the bears. He used his arms to make giant alligator jaws when they passed the alligators. Don't they have a nice animal like bunny rabbits in the zoo? Liza asked. Eddie hopped like a bunny and pretended to eat Liza's ponytail. I'm a giant bunny rabbit, and I'm going to eat you up, he said. Oh, okay, buddy. Look, Melanie said, pushing Eddie away from Liza. These should be fun to see. She pointed to a sign that said reindeer. Eddie groaned. Reindeer are boring. If I wanted boring, I would have stayed at school, he said. I want fun. That isn't boring, Howie said. He was pointing at a pen filled with Christmas trees. A little hut sat nearby. An animal looked at the kids. On its head were giant antlers. The animal had big brown eyes and a giant black nose. It was a reindeer, all right. It was a reindeer wearing long underwear with big red stripes. I'm sorry, I had to take my phone charger out of my pocket. That hurt. I don't know why. I was sitting on it, but weird things go in my pocket. Chapter 4, Left Behind. Melanie rubbed her eyes. Can that be real? It looks real, Howie said. That's the silliest thing I've ever seen, Eddie yelled. An animal wearing underwear is crazy. Liza smiled. I think it's cute, she said. Besides, they're not underwear. They're pajamas. They look like underwear to me, Eddie said. The reindeer looked at the 4 kids. Then it sneezed. Oh, no. So I think it's better. Maybe a little, but he sneezes and he says, A A Choo, and his nose is a little more colored in, so it looks like he has a cold. Oh, that's why he's in his pajamas. He doesn't feel good. Oh, come on, fingers. We can do this. Here we go. The reindeer took a deep breath and put its nose to the ground. Snowflakes fell gently on the reindeer's back. He looked sad, Liza said. Reindeer don't get sad, Eddie said. I bet his antlers are too heavy. Why is a reindeer in the zoo? Melanie asked. Shouldn't it be at the North Pole getting ready? Ready for what? Howie asked. Christmas, Melanie said. Everyone knows that reindeer help Santa just like the elves. There must be a reason why this reindeer was left in the zoo, Liza said. Being left behind would scare me. Everything scares you, Eddie told her. Just then, the door to the little hut swung open. Howie blinked his eyes. Liza gasped. Melanie gulped. Eddie's mouth fell open. Is that who I think it is? Eddie asked. Chapter 5. Now, what do you guys think it is before I say the title of Chapter 5? Who do you think it is, or what do you think it is? I'll give a few minutes. You go ahead and put your answers in there. For Chapter 5, Ho, Ho, Ho. Liza held her breath as a man came out of the hut. He wore a red suit and black boots. He had a white beard and bright blue eyes. His nose, sorry, my lips are chapped. His nose was as red as a cherry. He looked just like the pictures in my storybook, Melanie said. I can't believe it's really Santa, Liza whispered. And he shook his head. That can't be him. Why would he be at the zoo? He lives at the North Pole. Eddie's right, Melanie said. I am. I am? Eddie asked. He was not used to being right. Melanie nodded. This is the week before Christmas. Santa has to be busy, 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 or we won't get everything on our lists. The kids jumped behind a tree to watch. Santa went inside the pen. He carried a blue bottle over to the reindeer. Ho, 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 he said. This medicine will make you feel like getting out of your pajamas. He tipped the bottle into the reindeer's mouth. I think you are both wrong, Liza said. That is Santa. He is here to take care of his sick reindeer. Howie nodded. It does look like Santa, and he is giving that deer medicine. If you're right, then this is my chance. Eddie snapped his fingers. I can ask him for more gifts. Eddie ran out from behind the tree. Wait, Melanie said. Eddie was not good at waiting. He raced right towards the reindeer pen. Chapter 6, Mr. Zepp. Eddie jumped on the fence and climbed. Melanie, Liza, and Howie ran after him, but someone beat them to Eddie. It was someone tall, someone large, and someone mad. It was their teacher, Mr. Zepp. He lifted Eddie off the fence. Help, said Eddie. Mr. Zepp shook his head. Remember what I told you? There are wild animals in this zoo that could eat second graders in one bite. But I have to tell Santa which presents to bring me, Eddie said. Mr. Zepp frowned. He looked to the right. He looked to the left. He looked at the monkey cage. He looked at the zebra pen. He looked at the reindeer. There was no Santa Claus. I mean, in his defense, I'd run away if I heard a kid screaming and yelling at a teacher, too. Eddie couldn't believe it. Santa was gone. He was right here, Eddie said. Mr. Zepp frowned even more and shook his finger in front of Eddie's nose. No climbing. Mr. Zepp walked away, and Eddie shook his head. Where did Santa go? Liza smiled. Maybe he flew back to the North Pole. Eddie didn't laugh, but he did look at the reindeer. That's when the reindeer winked at him. Chapter 7, Grounded. How does a man in a red suit disappear? Melanie asked. The four friends walked by cages of apes, monkeys, and gorillas. Santa Claus can do anything, Liza told her. He's magic. That's how he can visit all of our houses in one night. Howie nodded. It's true that Santa is magical, Howie said, but I'm afraid he won't be visiting our house this Christmas. Eddie gasped. Eddie moaned. Then he grabbed Howie by the collars. Tell me it's not true! Howie patted Eddie on the back. I'm sorry, Eddie, but I think Santa's reindeer has the flu. Soon all his reindeer will be sick. Santa won't be able to deliver toys. It's true. What is Christmas without Santa and toys? Eddie asked. Christmas isn't about getting toys, Liza said. It is for me, Eddie told her. Anyways, I bet that's not the real Santa. I bet that's a fake reindeer too. Not only that, I'll prove it to you. Oh. Eddie is going to get himself into more trouble. As usual, Eddie did not wait for his friends. He darted away. Melanie, Liza, and Howie followed Eddie. They sneaked by a group of second graders. They slipped by Mr. Zepp. They didn't stop until they reached the back of the reindeer pen. It can't be, Eddie said. Eddie's losing his marbles. There wasn't just one reindeer in the pen. There was a whole bunch of reindeer. There was even a reindeer with a really red nose, and they were all wearing their pajamas. One reindeer sneezed, another one coughed, and a third sniffled. I'm sorry. I don't know where that yarn came from. My apologies. All of the reindeer looked at Eddie. I told you this would happen, Howie said. Now all of Santa's reindeer are sick. There is no way they would be able to fly on Christmas Eve. Oh, that's sad. I will save Christmas. Not if I can help it, Eddie said. There is nothing you can do, Melanie told Eddie. Liza patted Eddie on the shoulders. Melanie is right, she said. It would take something huge to save Christmas. Like what? Eddie asked. It would take, Liza said, a Christmas miracle. Chapter 8, Into the Hut. Now, what do you think they'll find inside the hut? Because I'm kind of curious now, too. If Santa really can do the magic, he may not actually be in the hut. He may just be, keeping things there and separating the sick reindeer from the healthy ones. Just, me talking out loud. Chapter 8, Into the Hut. Eddie pulled away from Liza. I am not going to stand here and let Christmas be ruined, he told his friends. Then he ran to the front of the fence around the pen. He reached for the gate. You can't go in there, Liza said. It's against the rules, Melanie added. You'll get in trouble. I don't believe in rules, Eddie said. And I don't care if I get in trouble. It could be dangerous, Howie said. You might get hurt. No way, Eddie said. I'm not afraid of anything. Then he pushed on the gate. No, Liza screamed. Eddie did not listen to his friends. The gate slowly swung open, and Eddie ran towards the hut. "We have to get Eddie out of there," Melanie said. Howie nodded. "Melanie is right," he told Liza. Liza sighed. She didn't want to go, but she was too afraid to stay by herself. They all went to stop Eddie, but he wouldn't stop. "I have to find out if that's really Santa," he said. "I mean, if it is, by breaking all the rules, you're getting yourself in trouble and you're going to get put on the naughty list." "I don't know, man." He reached the door to the hut. His friends were right behind him. They knocked on the door. No one was there. Eddie opened the door and stepped inside. "Oh no!" Eddie gasped. His knees shook. Eddie saw something that made him afraid, very afraid. No toys. Chapter 9. 2 huge lists of names hung inside the small hut. "Nice list," Melanie read out loud. "This must be Santa's list of all the good kids," Liza said. "Melanie, do you see my name? I hope it's there." "Of course your name is there, Liza. I see mine, too." "And there's Howie's name." Howie pointed to the other list. "Naughty list," he whispered. Eddie stood in front of the naughty list. His name was on the list. A big red check marked his name. Many of the other names on the list had 2 red check marks besides them. "Santa must be checking it twice," Liza said. From the side. "He knows who's been naughty or nice." "Does this mean I won't get any new toys?" Eddie asked. He sat down on the floor. He didn't feel very good. He felt sick, just like the reindeer. What if his stocking was filled with lumps of coal? What if his Christmas tree had nothing but coal under it? What if his whole house was filled with coal for Christmas? I mean, in today's economy, it's worth good money. But if you're a kid, it's stinky. You don't want coal. Chapter 10. Nice list. "I've got to get off the naughty list," Eddie said. He grabbed a pencil out of the backpack. Eddie started to mark out his name. "Wait," Liza said. "You can't do that. Something very bad will happen." "What?" Eddie asked. Liza shrugged. She wasn't sure, but she thought Eddie might get zapped by lightning, or maybe a big wind would blow him away. A snow monster might even eat him. "Just don't do it," she begged. "I don't know how you can get off that list," Howie said. "Tell me." "Or I do know how you can get off that list," Howie said. "Tell me," Eddie begged. "I have to get off the naughty list." "It's easy," Howie said. "Do something nice." "Not that. Not that. Anything but that," Eddie said. Melanie nodded. "It's the only way." Liza patted Eddie on the shoulders. "It's okay to be afraid, but you have to do it before Santa puts 2 checks by your name." Eddie took a big, deep breath. "I will try," he said. "Come on. What animal should we see next?" Liza asked her friend. Why don't you pick?" Eddie told Liza. Liza smiled and led them to the penguin exhibit. While his friends watched the penguins jump in and out of the water, Eddie sat on the floor. He took out his pencil and 2 pieces of paper. He wrote and wrote. "What are you doing?" Melanie asked. "I made a get-well card for the reindeer," Eddie said. His face turned red. "That was so nice," Liza said. That will help get you, what in the world? That will help them get well." Melanie nodded. "Reindeer are magical. I bet they know what you did." "I made something for you too," Eddie told Liza. He held up a paper. "Oh no. What do you think you did?" I think it says, "It's not silly to be scared. Your friend, Eddie." Everyone was very quiet. Hold on one second. Everyone was very quiet, so quiet they all heard it at the same time. It came from over their heads. It was loud, it was deep, it was happy. "Ho, ho, ho, Merry Christmas." Liza smiled. Eddie grinned. Howie laughed out loud. Eddie almost fainted. His name was no longer on the naughty list, and he had saved Christmas. I thought there was some pages missing, but there wasn't. It just kind of ended quicker than some of the other books. Well, what do you guys think? I think these are pretty cool. And if I ever find a reindeer that does wear pajamas, I want to hang out with them. Let me know what you guys want me to read next. Go ahead and put that in the comments. And everybody have a great day.